Alright, I hope everyone's been having a pretty good day so far, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 most useful echoes to look out for when starting the game. But before we start, I'd like to thank you guys so much for the 166 subscribers. I've been, starting for literally a couple of days now, and I've already gotten to that many subscribers, which is honestly kind of insane. So thank you very much for the subscribers. I would really appreciate it if you guys could continue the support by liking, subscribing, and possibly join the Discord, because if you do that, you get a chance to win a battle pass on the day of release. Before I start with the top 5, I'd like to get a brief background of the echoes. So starting off, echoes are essentially unique monsters that are defeated and later captured, so that you can essentially level up your databank. The higher the level of the databank, the higher the drop rate. The echoes have main stats and substats. There are different levels of main stats and different levels of substats, and they are called ascensions. You can get them from level 1 all the way to level 5. So the cool thing about echoes is the fact that they can be farmed without any stamina. That's right, you don't need stamina to catch them. However, you need stamina to level them up from ascension 1 to 5. So that's the main difference. There are also 4 different types of these echoes. So they range from common, elite, overlord, and finally calamity. There are also different types of costs, which we'll go over, but they are cost 1, 3, and 4. What they have is the different possible main stats. So for instance, cost 1 only has attack, HP, or defense possibilities for their main stat. Cost 3 has the extension of elemental damage and energy regen. And finally, cost 4 has the potential to get crit damage, crit rate, healing for the main stats. Now I'd like to address some of the questions and concerns that I've been noticing from the community when looking at these echoes. So the first question is, will I burn out from farming echoes? This concern was pretty common because of the fact that I have to essentially go out in the wild, and this was kind of be the end game for Wuthering Waves. However, I can confidently say that no, this is not going to be happening. You will not burn out, and the reason why I say that is because they're increasing the drop rate for the echoes by leveling up the databanks and whatnot, and a new event, which you can see on the top right, has actually come out. So this event is able to give you a free 5-star echo to get at Union level 8. Okay, so another cool thing about echoes is the fact that you can have Shinies in the game. Essentially, they are a different color set than the original mob or monster. The question goes something like, if I get a shiny echo with pretty bad, like horrible stats, do I need to farm a new echo with the same color set? The answer is no. Once you get that specific shiny, you kind of have that in the databank. When you get another monster, but they're not shiny, you can actually equip that specific shiny into the monster that has a better substat or main stat. I'd also like to point out the fact that I believe we are able to buy the shinies as well. If it gets too difficult to find them in the wild, you should be able to find them in the shop. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but just something to look out for. Also, another thing I'd like to point out is the fact that the echoes, when you find a shiny, you should probably get like a co-op system where you guys can hunt together or look out different areas and then find a shiny so that you can fight them together and gain the same rewards together. That way all 3 of you or all 2 of you can get the shinies at the same time. I'd like to start off with the honorable mention, which is the most overpowered echo that I've ever seen. I don't even know why this is in the game, this guy's too OP, which is the Ortis. I'm joking of course, but that's just something I wanted to point out because it was kind of cool. Actually, moving on to the top 5, we have Thundering Memphis at number 5, and the reason why I put him there was because of the fact that Colcharo is probably one of the standard banners for DPS that a lot of people are going for, including me, and he does electric damage. So what this this echo does is he provides electric damage bonus, specifically 12% more for 15 seconds. When you fuse into that echo, they also have a very fast attack system, and they are cost 4 and a overlord character. Moving on to number 4, we have Bellborn Geocologne. The first thing I want to say is that he is cost level 4 and he's a calamity level echo. So he is the only calamity level, which is the highest in the game, that we have seen so far. He causes glacial damage based on your own defense, and he also provides shields up to 50% damage reduction. Moving on to number 3, we have Inferno Rider. The reason why I put him up there was because of his movement distance mainly. You're essentially able to turn into the Inferno Rider and ride for a short distance, which is approximately 7 seconds, with a 13-second cooldown. He is also a cost level 4 mob, and he increases the fusion damage by 12%. Also, another thing I'd like to point out is the fact that you should be able to permanently cycle his movement with the 7 seconds of riding if you get 2 of them, which, if you think about it, you'll have 14 seconds of riding, so you can constantly cycle between the 2 to continue to drive or ride. At number 2, I put the Impermanence Heron, but I believe any of the Herons should be fine. I just put Impermanence Heron because of their stats. They are a cost 4, meaning that they can have crit damage, crit rate, and whatnot. They are also a overlord level mob. They provide flight, which is one of the best things that you can probably have for far distances. And they also have a damage buff to your characters. And finally, they also provide Resonance Energy Restoration, which is specifically 10 points. And at number 1, which a lot of you might not expect, is actually the Fission Dunrock. So those that haven't seen this character before, or sorry, this Echo before, might not know what they do. So the main thing that they actually do, which I really like, is that they can gather materials. Everyone knows the pain of gathering materials from Genshin Impact or even Honkai Star Rail. In Genshin Impact, you have to utilize heavy weapons to get the mats faster because you have to break them. However, in Wuthering Waves, you can actually get this specific Echo and he'll do everything. He'll do all the collecting for the mats and the flowers and whatever you need. He'll basically collect them for you. Another cool thing is that he's pretty easy to get. It costs 1 and it is a common, so they're basically everywhere. And they also provide healing. Alright, that was it for me. Those were the top 5 most useful echoes that I could possibly find. I would like to thank again for the 166 subscribers, so thank you very much. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.